Hello, everyone. This is Jim Okrzinski. I thought I would take a few moments to create a short screencast video about discussion board number 2 and specifically Love Letters by Megan Foss. So, hopefully, everybody's getting acclimated to the course and has been able to download and take a look at Foss's Love Letters. Now, that's a literacy narrative in design and style, something like you'll be writing later on in the unit. So, one of the questions that I asked for in the response is for each sections 1, 2, and 3, what is your takeaway about Mickey's purpose for writing and how the audience influences the rhetorical language or choices Mickey uses to accomplish her goals? So, I'd like to take a couple of minutes and talk about the rhetorical situation and pretty much for me, a rhetorical triangle, which would be purpose, audience, and language used to accomplish the goals of the rhetorical situation. So, before you write these posts, take a look at the PowerPoint here. I have a breakdown on what purpose and audience might mean, the reason or goal that you have for writing about your topic. Now, the purpose changes from academic essays, could be an argument, could be a narrative like this assignment, could be a summary that we'll be writing later on, or even in the workplace. You may find that you have different rhetorical purposes and situations to write about, whether it's a simple email, a report, sales letter. Every piece of writing has a purpose in mind. Along with that, audience is critical. Who are you writing for? Why are you writing? For example, in a sales letter, you're writing to potential customers and you're trying to sell them a service or a good. In a proposal argument, you might be arguing a problem and want people to take action and help find and solve that problem. So you have to be aware of who your audience is, and we'll get to that in a second. Regarding love letters, so really here's a much more detailed graphic about what some of the possible purposes of writing might be. Sometimes it's just to socialize or instruct, to explain or inquire, to entertain or inform, to persuade, all the different purposes in writing. Audience is really who are you writing to? What do you know about them? Who is your writing for? Okay. Know exactly how much detail is required. Personal friends, persons you don't know professionally that you might have to write to. Could be a remote audience. Who is the audience when you're looking at writing? This all comes together in what we call the rhetorical situation. You're looking at the writer, the purpose, the audience, the specific message. Even context and culture come into play when you talk about the rhetorical situation. So now let's take a look at love letters. If you're reading love letters and after you read section 1, it's pretty obvious that Mickey was writing and scribbling in tablets. She was writing to Daryl. Daryl was her audience. Okay, so what was the purpose behind her writing? She didn't mail him to Daryl. What were her reasons? Okay, what does it say about writing, any writing, and what does it say about excuses? So she kept making excuses as to why not to mail those particular letters. All right, I think we would all agree, Billy J catches her, Mickey in the laundromat and confronts her. So in many ways, we could say audience in section 1 was Daryl. For example, what would you call how Mickey wrote? Was it letters to Daryl? Why did she scribble them? Was it maybe because of Rick? Maybe even Mickey could have been the audience in that particular section 1. All right, so think about that when you post your response. Now in section 2, it gets a little bit more complicated when you're talking about purpose and audience. Right up front, everybody will read quickly and determine that purpose in writing changes a little bit. Okay. She writes in the English classes to get herself out of jail and reduce her time. But there are other purposes in writing in section 2. It's a very complex section of the reading. What is it that Mickey wants to accomplish? She also discovers some significant learning in what language can do. Okay, not only in reducing the sentencing, but in working with the people within a jail that she's in and trying to get out. So what does it say about language? So purpose and audience shift. In each section of love letters, it becomes a little bit more detailed and layered. I'll let you decide what the purpose and audience might be for section 3 as Mickey moves into transforming herself into a straight identity. Not only that, but in making up her mind to leave the streets and be mainstreamed, as she says it. All right? So I hope this little short video might help. Remember, think about purpose and audience. More so, too, in making your response, think about how it might apply to a college student learning how to write in higher education, or writing in the university, as we call it. All right? If you have any questions, send me an email. Good luck.